A grand White House welcome for Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman has reignited the debate over power, partnership and accountability. As President Trump signals deeper ties and major defense deals, the shadow of Jamal Khashoggi's murder and a renewed plea from his widow puts sharp scrutiny on a relationship entering a new phase. On the 18th of November 2025, Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman of Saudi Arabia embarked on his first visit to the White House since the 2018 killing of journalist Jamal Khashoggi. President Donald Trump greeted him with full pomp, a red carpet arrival, mounted honor guards, a fly-past of military aircraft, and a black-tie dinner attended by high-profile tech and business figures. The symbolism was clear. The United States and Saudi Arabia were signaling a deepening of ties. Trump announced that Saudi Arabia would be designated a major non-NATO ally and discussed advanced arms sales, including the possibility of the US selling top-of-the-line F-35 fighter jets to the kingdom. MBS, for his part, pledged to raise Saudi investment in the US from roughly $600 billion to as much as $1 trillion.
This opening up of the new avenues of cooperation between the United States and Saudi Arabia is really unprecedented. And on that trip, Saudi Arabia announced that it will invest an incredible $600 billion. That means jobs. That means jobs. It's also good for your companies, but I'm only interested in the jobs for your country. I'm not interested in the profits, but I guess the profits are there too. But $600 billion in the United States. And today I said, any way you can up that? And he said, I am going to up that to $1 trillion. So he's investing $1 trillion into the United States. You know, when you invest $1 trillion, that's national security for us too, because it creates jobs, it creates a lot of things. And I would say, Scott, right, when you hear one country is putting $1 trillion into the United States, that creates national security. And, you know, I think that they don't have to say that, but I think a big part of that is also the fact that tariffs are in play. But even beyond tariffs, that's a real ally that will do that. Creates a lot of power for the United States.
Despite the grand diplomatic theater, the specter of Khashoggi's murder hovered large. Khashoggi, a Washington-based journalist and critic of the Saudi regime, was murdered inside the Saudi consulate in Istanbul in October 2018. US intelligence agencies concluded that MBS likely approved the operation. However, when asked during his visit if he believed MBS had knowledge of the killing, Trump replied saying,
he's done a phenomenal job. You're mentioning somebody that was extremely controversial. A lot of people didn't like that gentleman that you're talking about. Whether you like him or didn't like him, things happen. But he knew nothing about it, and we can leave it at that. You don't have to embarrass our guest by asking a question like that.
In response, MBS called the murder painful and a huge mistake, saying Saudi Arabia had improved its system so such things would not happen again.
Journalists, it's really painful to hear, anyone that been losing his life for, no real purpose or not in a legal way, and it's been painful for us in Saudi Arabia. We've did all the right steps of investigation, etc. in Saudi Arabia, and we've improved our system to be sure that nothing happened like that, and it's painful and it's a huge mistake, and we are doing our best that this doesn't happen again.
Meanwhile, Khashoggi's widow, Hanan Elater Khashoggi, publicly appealed to both Trump and MBS, writing that there is no justification to murder my husband, while Jamal was a good, transparent and brave man, and demanding an apology, compensation and a meeting. She highlighted the lack of resolution. Khashoggi's body has never been recovered, some of his personal effects remain missing, and she said justice has yet to be meaningfully served. The warm reception for MBS in Washington, she argued, sent a troubling message. Observers note that this visit marks a clear shift back toward a full-throated US-Saudi partnership, despite lingering concerns about human rights. The arms sale, investment pledges, and elevated diplomatic status suggest the Trump administration is prioritizing strategy and business ties over past humanitarian grievances. Critics warn that the message is one of impunity. By treating the Saudi crown prince as an honored guest while effectively setting aside the unresolved Khashoggi case, the US risks undermining its global stance on human rights and the rule of law. Lindsay Menezes and Vaishnavi Salgaonkar for Goa 365.